Hey guys, okay, so I got a cool build that I wanted to play for the 3.27 League, Keepers of the Flame. I really wanted to try out Tornado. The skill is pretty cool. I just really want to try it out, but most importantly, this is not a build guide. I am not making a whole guide. This is just a build idea that I thought was really cool. I really want to try it. It's not perfect. It's not going to be crazy tanky, but the damage it's really there. The damage is really there. I wanted to get some action with the Herald stacking, and I wanted to get a little bit of usage with the golems as well. But the idea of this build is actually really simple. I'm going to be trying to scale the penetration through Shroud of the Lightless. I want to get a bunch of Abyss Jewels. As you can see, I have like 7 here already. Math, some quick math because I'm stupid. 4 times 7 is already 28 pen just by having this chest piece. But the idea is very simple. I'm going to be playing a Tornado of Elemental Turbulence. This skill is really cool because it moves really quick. It goes and does a lot of damage in a large AoE. It hits like pretty quickly, about 4 times a second. The base duration is only 4 seconds, not crazy long. And I'm not gonna be looking to increase that or anything like that, but just it feels good to press, right? The cast speed is 0.75 seconds, which is really quick already. You only really need like 2 seconds of cast time, like to really fully ramp, and because we're running intensity on this build. And as you can see, it does a bunch of damage per intensity. You get a maximum of 3, but I will be taking the caster mastery for an extra stack of intensity, so you can get 4 stacks pretty easily. And the gameplay is really simple. You literally just press tornado, walk, press tornado, walk, press tornado, walk. It's like playing a brand build. It's really easy, and it auto targets, it moves around, and it just does great things, frankly speaking. We're going to be getting a lot of AoE as well because I want to run Heart of Destruction. Obviously, when it hits a unique enemy, you get a bunch of damage, but while just mapping, this is just a massive amount of AoE, which feels really good. On top of that, when you're running Intensify, as you can see, you lose an intensity stack every 0.5 seconds while moving, or immediately if you teleport. But that's the thing, is you don't immediately lose all of them, so it actually feels completely fine while you're just kind of bossing. And the damage feels really good just in general. Like, it felt incredible to run around with. It moves on its own. I'm getting so much AoE that it just like clears decently well. It's not like I'm playing, you know, an Icicle Mine build or Exsanguinate, a KB Wander build or anything like that. It's not the fastest at mapping, but it feels good and it clears like really tight-knit groups. I'm also going to be running a lot of heralds, right? I got Herald of Ash, Purity, and Ice right here, because I'm playing Elementalist, so I'm going Bringer of Ruin so I can get a bunch of AoE. The buffs also give a lot of just like raw damage, right? Running Herald of Purity gives me a lot of damage. Herald of Ash gives me a bunch of damage as well. And Herald of Cold just adds a little bit of pops. Frankly speaking, I really just wanted Herald of Ash and Ice at least, because I just want to feel the pops. That's really it. I wanted to play something that felt fun. So that's kind of the idea from it. Obviously, while I'm running this against bosses, I'm not going to get all that AoE if I'm spamming Intensify, and Intensify is making it go smaller, right? It goes up to, I believe, 60% less area of effect after I get full ramp, but it goes up to 64% more damage as I ramp it up, which feels great while you're just bossing. It feels great while you're just mapping and you're not really needing all the intensity stacks. You just kind of hit really hard, right? Overall, it feels pretty good. I'm running Arcane Surge just to help with the mana and the cast speed, and then also it gives a bunch of damage. Arcane Surge, we're going to kind of keep up pretty much the whole time pretty easily too. It's actually not that hard to keep up, because we kind of spam cast this a lot. Like, the cost is going to be pretty intense, to be completely honest with you. And that Arcane Surge is going to feel really good. Also, we're going to increase critical strikes because we are a crit build. We're not going to be doing the the stuff that like there's that one helmet that gives a bunch of quality and a bunch of levels and it's double damage. Crust of Desire, I think is what it's called. We're not going to be doing that because I didn't want to use that. I thought Shard of Lightless would be more fun because I really wanted to feel having a lot of pen. On top of that, we're going to be hitting pretty hard. This is just the very early to mid game setup. This gear is super cheap, right? It's a +1 scepter with spell damage, increased critical strikes, and global multipliers. It's 4 stat. It's not a big deal. There's not even any flat on it. It's whatever. Block chance on his shield with +1 fizz skill gems, double res. This helmet is literally just an essence with crafted +1 socket AoE gems. And then it's also a Blizzard Crown, which is a ritual base that you can get pretty cheap. Like these are like 5 chaos. You don't even care about item level because it's just that easy. You might notice that Shaper, that's not relevant. There's no reason for it to be Shaper. It's only Shaper because I was just messing with the configs and trying to figure out stuff. It's literally completely irrelevant. And then we have these basic jewels, which are just global crit multi, life, and mana regen, just to make it feel better. So while we're sitting there spam casting, we're not like going and then the rest of the gears are just res, life. This is an amulet with +1 fizz skill gems with strength and life. It's nothing crazy. And we're using a barracks grip and a taming. Tamings are like 20 chaos after like day 1. Maybe day 2 they're like 20 chaos. Barracks grip is for the leech. It has a little bit of damage, has a little bit of life, nothing crazy. Eventually we want to replace this with like a Shaper ring. And then a Stygian Vice with res, strength, maximum life, nothing crazy, but it's mostly just for this. Another jewel, same thing, just a bunch of jewels. We're getting a bunch of jewel slots just around the place. You know, there's one here, there's one here. We didn't grab one here, but there's one here as well. The idea again is pretty simple. We're just scaling a lot of crit. On this setup, I don't even have that much crit chance yet, but I have a pretty hefty amount of damage on this pretty humble setup, right? Without convergence, we're already getting a nice 2 million DPS on Shaper Guardian or Shaper Pinnacle bosses. Pretty simple stuff. It's just frenzy and power charges checked. We don't even have, you know, the stages checked. It's really not that bad at all. It's actually pretty simple. With convergence, we're looking at closer to like 2.8 million DPS. The gameplay is pretty comfy. You literally walk around, cast. As you can see, it's not that tanky. This is, I believe, these are both on. I'm not turning these off. Yeah, like it's not that tanky. I'm not looking for a crazy tanky build. But obviously, if our Frost Shield procs and our Steel Skin procs, it is not too terrible, but like it is pretty low. It's not insane. This is the version as well where I try to not actually run the Frost Shield. Actually, what I might do is change my Frost Shield to not actually be on my cast when damage taken setup. But I have a lot of recovery. I have almost 450 life regen. I have almost 1,000 life leech. I have about 200 energy shield leech, right? Feels like it's gonna be pretty decent. Again, this is on a level 96 setup. It's the very humble gear. On the actual end game setup, this is the endgame POB for the witch, right? It's level 98. Has some pretty decent gear, as like the gear is like actually relatively pricey, right? We got a +2 with crit multi-crit chance. Oh, this isn't even the right crit chance. I just realized. Yeah, so this is level 98. The endgame POB is rocking about 20 mil. If I have these on, it pushes up to 22 million DPS, and then also I can run conversions, that pushes me straight up almost to 30 mil Shaper DPS, right? Each tornado doing like that much per hit, hits 4 times a second, so really good. I have this tankiness without having steel skin. I shouldn't say tankiness. I'm definitely squishy as hell, right? I'm a softcore player. I don't really care. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at. We are low life on this setup. We are going to get full spell suppression. We do this in our gear right here. We have some pretty tight gear checks as we like kind of round out the build. This is like literally the end POB, or the end version of the build. This has a 3-socket Abyss socket Shroud of the Lightless. This should be pretty pricey. Not insanely pricey, but pricey enough, right? We have a lot of hypnotic eye jewels. We want to get a cluster jewel with corrosive elements, Doriani's lesson, specifically these two at least, right? This is our leech. This is our exposure requirements. This is just a lot of damage, right? But yeah, all these nodes like are doing a substantial amount for us, doing a lot of heavy lifting in all of these nodes. I want to get Whispers of Doom, right? This lets us have our elemental curse for elemental weakness. I said elemental curse. I don't know if I said that twice. I'm tired. It is very late. Balance of Terror, right? Balance of Terror is giving us a bunch of fizz as extra damage. It's pretty good. I really want to go ahead and run that. Obviously, though, this is like maybe like a week into the game. This is what I'm pushing. I think this tankiness is enough to handle pretty much all of the content. I know for some people they want to be more tanky than this. I'm sorry, this just isn't that build. It's gonna be a bit squishy. But you know, like this DPS makes up for that by more than enough. Again, this is level 98, so at least you don't have to hit level 100. I want to kind of experiment with getting this chaos thing right here. Maybe I like drop some damage. I could honestly probably drop this right here, lose a little bit of damage, and then get this. That way I can get a little bit of tankiness, right? This gives me a good bit of chaos max hit, and that helps a lot. That puts me at level 97 as well. It's not like I need to get all that crit anyway. This is just crit multi. It's not bad at all to be able to get this there. But that's just a sacrifice I will absolutely take for a little bit of tanky, like an actual pretty decent amount of tankiness, especially when we have all this energy shield. That helps. Every little bit helps. That gives me a little bit of life as well. So that makes me a little bit more happy as well, just to be a little bit more rounded. Again, also this lowers that requirement, level 97. You know, that's a pretty good amount. I think a lot of people can hit level 97, or at least get close enough to not like be feeling that bad. There is a pretty hefty amount of sustain, you know, 1k life leech, for almost 500 life regen. About 10% of my ES is being leeched in pretty quickly. In this version I did not get instant leech, because the difference, like just to like show you the difference in instant leech, like it does double it, right? It makes this go by also faster. Again, that's just an option I have if I want to like drop damage or something like that. I can do that. I can just grab this too for level 97. I still need this 1 point, so this puts me at level 98. That's a pretty hefty amount of damage just being added there, right? It's literally just 1,000,000 DPS, right? And that's also not including convergence, not including our flask. Oh, we did have our flask up. That's really awkward. But still, yeah, 28 mil DPS, right? Rocking a pretty hefty sum of DPS right there. I don't think there's anything else significant I want to talk about, right? The gear is really good though. Like this gear is pretty substantial. It's not the most insane, right? We kind of need like strength on some gear, on some of our hypnotic jewels, so that we can get our strength requirements. But that's really about it. There's nothing like too substantial, right? It's just crit multi, like some added fizz dispels. Like again, like it's good gear. This is pretty substantial. This gives a lot of sustain. But outside of these things, like it's not like, oh, this is break the bank type gear. Again, this helmet is probably the closest thing, and you can craft this helmet with a lot of delve. stuff, like a lot of resonator crafting, so it's really not that bad, frankly speaking. It's not, again, the most tanky, it's not the most squishy, but it will get the job done. I think I can do quite a lot with this. I am pretty happy with this though. You can catch me playing this on twitch.tv/Orion's Not Onion. Very simple, Orion's Not Onion. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the video.
how boring and small.
You want the Atlas? Take it. It's yours. But Orith, I will burn to the ground.
Perhaps the suffering of my fellow citizens will finally stir.
You are nothing. Creation itself.
A real talent will finally caught my attention.
Why run? What's the point? Be utterly annihilated. Glorious praise!
The others found strength in their projection. They will take the light.
What's the point? You are nothing. Reign of resistance will be punished. Time controls.
Scurry!
Stop resisting. Reality bends. The living toy must enjoy it.
had some ingenious designs hidden in his memory. Do you remember dying here?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
In this, the realm of the past, I am king, and you will. Face your destruction. Impossible! How? This isn't over. This will never be over. I will unify humanity.
Father, no!
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!